If you're looking at TCL's latest lineup, chances are you've run into the QM6K and QM7K. On the surface, they look almost identical, and that can make the buying decision pretty confusing. In this video, we'll break down the real differences that matter, like brightness, gaming performance, and sound quality, and who each TV is actually best for. No hype, no gimmicks, just clear information, so by the end, you'll know exactly which one fits your needs and your budget. And if you want the most up-to-date prices and more details on each model, you'll find links in the description below. Let's start with the thing that matters most in any TV, the picture quality. Both the QM6K and QM7K use TCL's mini LED technology combined with quantum dot. That means richer colors, higher brightness, and better contrast compared to older LCD models. So in both cases, you're getting a modern screen that can handle movies, sports, and gaming without looking dull. Where they start to differ is in peak brightness and how well they handle HDR content. The QM6K is bright enough for most living rooms, even if you watch during the day with some sunlight coming in. Movies and shows look sharp and colors feel accurate without being overdone. The QM7K, on the other hand, pushes brightness even further. When you play HDR content like 4K movies on Disney Plus or a game that supports HDR, the highlights stand out more. Explosions feel punchier, night scenes look deeper, and you just get that extra layer of immersion. So if you watch a lot of HDR movies or you really love that cinema look, the QM7K has an edge. But if you want reliable picture quality without paying more for extra brightness, the QM6K already delivers a very solid experience. Brightness is only part of the story. You also want good color accuracy and strong contrast. Both TVs support quantum dot, which helps produce a wider color range. Reds and blues look rich, and greens don't turn neon or washed out. In general, TCL has been improving a lot in this area, and both models show that. Contrast is where mini LED technology really makes a difference. Traditional LED TVs sometimes struggle with black levels. You'd watch a dark movie, and instead of true black, you'd see gray patches. With mini LED, the local dimming zones are smaller and more precise, so blacks look deeper. The QM6K handles contrast well for its price point. Night scenes are convincing, and you won't constantly notice glowing edges. The QM7K has even more advanced dimming, so it minimizes blooming and delivers cleaner separation between bright and dark areas. That means when you watch a scene with both a candle flame and a dark background, it feels more realistic. Is the difference huge? Not always. For casual viewers, the QM6K's contrast will be good enough. But for someone who really notices small details, who watches in a darker room, the QM7K feels more refined. Now let's talk about motion. If you watch a lot of sports or fast-moving content, this matters. They both feature a native 144Hz refresh rate, giving you smoother movement. That means smoother motion compared to 60Hz TVs. Football, basketball, or action movies look less blurry, and you can actually follow the ball instead of watching a streak of pixels. That being said, where the QM7K edges ahead is in motion handling during very fast scenes. Its higher brightness and slightly better processing give it a cleaner look in those split-second moments. If you're a sports enthusiast, you'll probably notice the difference. For everyday TV shows or movies, though, the QM6K is more than capable. It won't leave you frustrated unless you really are picky about motion clarity. Casual viewers won't see much difference unless they watch side by side. But if you love fast action or if sports are your main reason for buying a TV, then the QM7K will give you a smoother and more consistent experience overall. Another thing to note is how motion looks in gaming. When you play fast-paced titles like racing games or shooters, the QM7K feels just a little sharper. Quick camera pans and rapid movements stay more stable. The QM6K handles these situations well too, but the extra processing power in the QM7K adds a touch more refinement. In short, both deliver strong performance, but serious action fans may prefer the QM7K's extra smoothness. Gamers, this section is for you. Both models include HDMI 2.1 ports, which means you can take advantage of the latest features on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and even high-end PCs. They both support VRR, that's variable refresh rate, so you won't get as much screen tearing during gameplay. They also support All-M or Auto Low Latency mode, which basically switches the TV into gaming mode automatically when you turn on your console. Input lag is low on both models, but the QM7K is slightly faster in side-by-side measurements. That won't matter for casual players, but competitive gamers chasing every millisecond might prefer the QM7K. The other difference comes down to brightness during gaming. The QM7K maintains higher brightness, which means HDR gaming looks more dramatic. If you play a lot of visually rich games like Cyberpunk or Horizon Forbidden West, you'll notice these highlights more. So here's the takeaway. For casual gaming or family use, the QM6K is already strong. For competitive or hardcore gaming, the QM7K gives you a small but real advantage. Let's be honest, built-in TV speakers are never going to blow you away. That said, there are still differences worth mentioning. The QM6K has standard audio that works fine for casual viewing. Voices are clear enough for news, talk shows, and sitcoms. The QM7K usually offers slightly fuller sound, with a bit more punch in the mids and highs. It feels less tiny compared to the QM6K. But here's the truth. If audio quality really matters to you, neither TV alone is enough. A soundbar will instantly make a bigger difference than the small jump between these two. So don't let audio be the deciding factor. Think of it as a bonus if you're leaning toward the QM7K anyway. Next up is design. Both TVs have slim bezels and a modern look that fits nicely in most living rooms. They're not bulky and they won't feel outdated anytime soon. The QM6K has a straightforward design. It's clean, functional, and will sit well on a TV stand or wall mount. Nothing fancy, but it doesn't feel cheap either. It blends in, which is good if you want the screen itself to be the main focus. The QM7K has a more premium feel. The feet are sturdier, the finish is sleeker, and overall it feels like TCL put a little more effort into making it look high-end. The design has a bit more personality, so if you're the type of person who notices the little details, you'll probably appreciate the upgrade. Another factor is build quality over time. A sturdier stand means less wobbling if you have kids or pets running around, and the premium materials may give the QM7K a longer-lasting impression. If aesthetics matter to you, or if your TV is going to be the centerpiece of your living room, that extra polish might be worth it. And of course, price plays a huge role. The QM6K is the more affordable option. For people who just want a solid TV that can handle streaming, sports, and some gaming without spending extra, this one makes a lot of sense. You'll get strong performance without breaking the bank. The QM7K costs more. But the question is, are the upgrades worth it? You're paying for higher brightness, slightly faster gaming performance, better HDR handling, and a more polished design. For some people, especially those who really value HDR movies or gaming, the answer will be yes. For others, those improvements won't justify the higher cost. Think about your viewing habits. If you mostly watch cable TV, YouTube, or streaming shows in a bright living room, the QM6K already does the job. If you want the most immersive HDR movies, cutting-edge gaming performance, and a more premium look, then the QM7K is worth stretching your budget. To make things simple, let's break down the ideal user for each model. The QM6K is best for budget-conscious buyers, casual viewers who mostly stream or watch sports, gamers who don't need ultra-low input lag, people who want a balance between quality and price. And the QM7K is best for viewers who love HDR movies and want the brightest highlights, competitive gamers who care about responsiveness, people who watch a lot in dark rooms and notice small details, anyone who wants a more premium design and feel. So which one should you actually buy? Well, here's the bottom line. If you want the most value for your money and don't need every single premium feature, the QM6K is the smarter choice. It's reliable, well-balanced, and plenty good for the majority of people. If you want the best possible HDR performance, slightly better gaming response, and a more premium build, the QM7K is the winner. Either way, TCL continues to deliver strong competition in the TV market, and both of these models are great options depending on what matters most to you. For the latest deals and up-to-date pricing, I've left links down in the description, so make sure to check them out before you decide. Thanks for watching. If this breakdown helped you, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more research-based comparisons, so you always know what's worth buying and what's not.